And this is a one-and-done trip for Los Angeles before getting back to their Clipper fans. And this is a dangerous team, there's no doubt about it, with the Western Conference's fourth-best record.
And right now for the Clippers, they've remained right there kind of in the middle of the playoff race. But we're so used to seeing this team be at the top of the heap. They have to be a little bit.
Freak comes in for Mirza Teletovic. And it's Brandon Knight in for Eric Bledsoe. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Pierce comes in for Blake Griffin. J.J. Redick's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Rivers in for Chris Paul. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Austin Rivers is out there with J.J. Redick. And it's Pierce. Then there's Cole Aldrich. And it's Green in at the small forward.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations, really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. T.J. Warren, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker, and Goodwin subbed in for Booker. Rivers with him. He's coming off a 10-point game against Memphis. And that one comes up a bit short.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
1:52 left in the first quarter. And stolen by Redick. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Now the dish to Rivers. And that misses. That would have put him up. For the Los Angeles Clippers, they come in off a good outing against Memphis.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
The Suns have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
And he makes the first. Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop.
They set the pick. Shot clock at 5. Jumper off the screen, and it comes off the front of the rim.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half-and-half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it. You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
Defense just not strong enough to throw him off his shot there. Sometimes it takes a little more effort to defend him down low.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. And Redick kicks to Rivers. Here's Green. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Green's got his second bucket of the night. Knight wide open, drains the three-pointer. Here's Rivers, looking for his first basket still in this one. From deep three-point range, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. The Suns on top. They're up by 8. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break.
Check it out.
And a word from Chris Paul, who has a little something to say about the success of a very special and influential teammate, Blake Griffin. Of course, we know that Blake would say the exact same thing about Chris Paul. You know, Chris and Blake, and when it comes to being the hardcore Clippers, their owner brags about all the time.
And you think about it, Chris Paul is not easily impressed, nor is Doc Rivers, for that matter, but both of these guys have praised Griffin for how hard he's worked and how far he's come in his career.
Assistant, Chris Paul.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And taking a look at the Suns' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Redick and Crawford, the sharpshooters outside. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Paul in at the one spot. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burdick. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Kings played really well. He finished with 8 points, and it seemed every trip down he would end up at the line. A lot of free throws for him. He was just too much to handle as he came off the bench to turn in a great outing, guys. They hope it continues.
All right, thanks, Doris. He's got a lot of positives to take away from that game.
He really does. It was one of his better performances, and that's saying something because we've seen this guy have a lot of good ones.
And you'd have to imagine that he'll be out to build on it, to go one better here tonight.
Bledsoe dishes to Freak. Cannot hit. Good work defensively by Paul. Well, last year, DeAndre Jordan turned in another great defensive performance. In fact, first team all-defense announced in the NBA after last season. Anchored his team, as he always seems to do.
And Jordan was a force in the middle, over 2 blocks a game again, and changed countless others with his effort.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Crawford. Coach is looking for him to take on a...
And so we wrap up the first half. Suns lead by 10. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Doc, looking at the offense right...
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
What a game we've seen here for Knight. 15 points, and he's got 9 points from behind.
Freaks checked in for Booker. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Ostrovsky in at 2-guard. Mirza Teletovic out there with P.J. Tucker. Then there's Bledsoe, and it's Chandler in at the 5, home in the paint. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Here's Griffin, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead. And you see the way Blake Griffin plays, he is a force. Very hard to contain him when he gets in close, just due to his strength and activity.
For Griffin and his ability to create contact close. He's been called a bull in a china shop, something that I think Clarkie embraces.
Yeah, I think he'd rather be the bull than the china in that situation because of his strength and physicality. And I think that's the right mentality to have as a power forward. His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Crawford against Bledsoe. Over to the left wing. Tucker can't get it to go.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
And the wide open shot from Green. And the Clippers miss again.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team. Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
Watching P.J. Tucker, he does all the little things for you, plus some big ones as well. Ever since he came into the league, Clarkie's been a tremendous glue guy.
Yeah, he's a Velcro guy. You don't want him handling the ball a bunch or launching a lot of threes, but he's physically imposing, and he gives you what he's got. You know the effort is always going to be there with him.
And the Suns making a change here. Knight's checked in, and the Clippers with a change here too. Redick is checked in.
And talking about P.J. Tucker, he's really played the same role the past 3 seasons. Excellent inside-out defender, tremendous rebounder for his size, and he really plays within his limitations, taking only shots he can make and also not turning the ball over.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires at the elbow, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And stolen by Knight. A stupendous finish and trap. Knight's got 17 now.
You know, it's funny, we talk about glue guys like Tucker being instrumental to winning the championship, but it's really about trying to find the best guys at what they do. And the case can be made that Tucker is one of the best in the NBA at what he does. And, you know, J.J. Redick has shown steady improvement in his game. He entered the league as a spot shooter off the bench. Last season, averaged over 30 minutes a game for the Clippers. He's come a long way.
And Redick has improved every phase of his game over every year, especially in the area of efficiency, shooting over 47% from the field last year. And Greg, that by far the highest in his career.
Yeah, and his mid-range jumper last year, just automatic. The turnovers per minute averaged also ridiculously low, even improved as a defender.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Alex Len's checked in for Chandler. Lure comes in for P.J. Tucker. And Warren subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Warren, that's good. The assist that time from Knight.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And now, your Suns dancers.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Blake Griffin. Coach asked him directly to take the reins of their offense. He wants him to have a huge impact at that end of the floor for the rest of this game. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half. And Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
All right, Doris.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feel.
Brandon Knight again. Knight's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
There's the pick. Outside, Pierce. Clock at 6. Unloads. Great D on that shot, and it's off the mark.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
The one-hand slam is so sweet. when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Suns leading by 20. And here is Knight. 19 points in the game. Can't capitalize on the good pick.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Good.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Suns ahead. They lead by 18. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway. Welcome back. 4th quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Substitution here for Phoenix. John Lure, he's checked in for Chandler. Freak comes in for Mirza Teletovic. Archie Goodwin, he's checked in for Booker. And Knight subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Griffin's checked in for Los Angeles. Austin Rivers comes in for J.J. Redick. So for the Clippers right now, inside it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul is out there with Rivers. And it's Crawford at the small forward position.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Suns.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And this will push their record to 39 wins and a good effort tonight.
And, guys, it feels like a minor miracle here. I mean, they're finally going to take one in this 4-game season series, winning the final contest to finish out the year, a subpar 1-3 against the Clippers.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Brandon Knight. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in. And for all of the improvements he's made to his game, one wonders why Blake Griffin isn't a better shot blocker. I mean, he clearly has the motor and the athleticism, but for some reason over his first 5 seasons, he's averaged only a half a block per game.
Rivers kicks to Pierce. And again, no good by the Clippers. Outside Knight. Over to the wing. There's a screen. Shot clock at 6. All sorts of time, and the jumper falls for him.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
It sure is. I mean, they kept this crowd in the game, gave them plenty to cheer about, and really used that home court advantage to their advantage.
Rivers passes to Pierce. Picked by Griffin. Baseline jumper. Again, Pierce missing. So it's the Suns winning easily here. They poured it on tonight, Clark. A dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
I don't think they have anything but positives to take away from this win. Offensively, defensively, every aspect of the game, it all went right for them.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, congratulations.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan player, Brandon Knight.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that'll do it for our coverage of this year's final regular